Alright, this is Nick T Magic coming at you guys with another deck tech. I recently finished putting together my Rin and Seri CatDog deck, and so now we'll go over all the things I have in it. Starting off with kind of the simpler stuff, artifacts. I have the one chariot because it makes kitties thematic, but also there's other tokens I'll be making, so this is actually useful. Of course, Swiss foot boots to be hexproof for the commander. Solemn Simulacrum because sad robot, you always need mana when you're doing a 3-color deck. And speaking of mana, it's filtering and draw, so it actually seemed to make sense in this deck. Amulet can go get you pretty much anything. Commander Sphere, of course, 3-color deck, you're gonna need it. Chromatic Lantern, when you're doing 3 or more colors, I feel like the lantern's a necessity. Arcane Signet, just like the Command Sphere. And then I only have a Gruul Signet. I haven't picked up the other ones yet, but notice no Soul Ring, because I felt like in this deck, it doesn't help to cast Rin and Seri with the Soul Ring. And for a lot of the cards in the deck, actually, the Soul Ring wouldn't even be that helpful. On to instants and sorceries. A little bit of searching, like Farseek in this case, because I need to go get different colors. A Return to Nature is great because it's just such a utility card when you need it. If you have access to red, why not run a Lightning Bolt? I like a Lantern Flare because it's like Helix, but with all the tokens and stuff I have running around, I can cast it for 2 and possibly do some insane damage. And then speaking of those tokens, super cheap, just deal 3 damage to everything that's a non-token, and I can sit there with my army of CatDogs. And then if just everything needs to go away with my army of CatDogs, this thing could very easily just be a 2-drop destroy all creatures. To that same idea, Charm, buttload of damage because I have all the tokens, or little baby hoof ability, and if all else fails, at least get some blockers out there. And then speaking of blockers, CatDog deck, gonna have those dog tokens and those kitty tokens. One of these feels a little bit more overpowered than the other. Then some protection spells because, like the Swift foot boots, I'm trying to protect my commander and protect my commander and protect my commander and then protect everything if absolutely necessary. I splurged and got the specialty foil on that one. On to the enchantments. There aren't that many of them. This one's just kind of to slow your opponents down. This one is to help you out and ramp. I keep wanting to make this card work. It does such a great ability, I feel, but maybe it's too slow. But we'll see in this deck how that works out. Making a bunch of tokens, so pumping them and giving them vigilance feels pretty good. And then just literally pumping everything is pretty awesome too. Picked up the World Tree just because I want to see how this looks, how this feels in this deck. It is just whenever a creature enters, so even if I'm making just like a 1/1 cat or something, it comes in as a 3/3, and if it's anything bigger, then I might draw cards. Doesn't seem like that bad of an idea. Just like with this, getting those kitties out or pumping my entire field. Yep, pretty on par. And then it can't go full doubling season, but Primal Vigor will definitely get you there. A little more expensive, but it does all the things you do want it to do. And then the only Planeswalker in this deck, I have a Johnny in here. I haven't decided yet whether I want to try to run more Johnnies. All right, on to the bulk of the deck, the cats and the dogs. Wanted to start off with this guy because I do love that his ability. All my creature tokens get giant butts, and that can get real silly with all the cat dogs I'm running. There's a little bit of a sub-theme of creatures with +1/+1 on them get special abilities. That this isn't the only one that does that. And then just a bunch of things like, hey, this guy makes +1/+1, so he kind of feeds into that, but also white's Savagey news. Not that bad. When you want to pump out those 1/1 cat tokens, a little bit of card draw, I don't know if I like this one, but making those tokens may not be that bad. They are, what, Phyrexians? They're not cat or dog, but we'll see if that one works out. Love Best Boy there. Getting to possibly draw more into some more of these dogs. Random Megamorph, but artifact or enchantment destruction. Don't have to rely on just one return to nature. Protection, possibly make commander indestructible. Again, +1/+1 counters, randomly mean something, and possibly returning stuff is always a good thing. +1/+1 now have first strike. The other one gave it trample. Drawing cards always helps. Here we go. +1/+1s get reach. So a little sub theme I got going there. And then Hound Master, and I've got both pups. You just saw them earlier. Cat Lord can randomly start destroying artifacts and enchantments. Dog Lord can suddenly make them not indestructible, but not die from combat damage. Of course, Giant Kitty, you're gonna pump out all kinds of tokens, so hopefully that can get out of hand. And then Secret, actual commander, because all those tokens, no matter what they are, can become cat dogs. And finally onto the lands. Nothing too exciting. I mean, of course, in the right colors, so you're gonna get yourself a garden, orchard. I like the path because the commander is both a cat and dog, so it totally works. I only have one fetch. I could probably go get more if I make this a little bit more stronger of a deck, but I do have all three of the shocks that I can go get with that. I found a layer that totally works, like bounce back any land, and it doesn't even come into play tapped. Like, that's seems pretty powerful to me. All three of the dual lands, tap for both. A couple of random ones gain some life, and it's the right colors. Same idea with the Evolving Wild, same idea with the Termorific Expanse, and then a bunch of basics, and then the one card I felt like had to be in this deck, and I love it so much. Like I said, with my little +1/+1 sub-theme, it's so adorable. Animal Sanctuary. And that's my Rin and Seri EDH deck. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Alright, this is the Nick T Magic, signing off.